Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, living, and amazing, spectacular, wondrous, almost magical Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your lord and master, hero of psych, defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 on Vilshanka. In the east it is Sillycat fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Rolling out here with the 2nd Armored Division, tasked with breaking through the German lines and beating them back to Berlin. With tactical support featuring light machine guns, half-tracks, recon runs, strafing runs, and the collide with triple inverse. The west it is Caesar fighting for the Oberkommando West Deutschland here with Grand Offensive. Taking on the role here of the, let's just go the 116th Panzerdivision Windhund, featuring Panzerfusilier, smoke bombs, Inflict Sturmgewehr 44, the Panzer Commander, and of course the Tiger Panzerkampfwagen 6, specifically the command tank Befehlspanzerkampfwagen. Triple infantry bulletins there. We got a Panzerfusilier and Kuhwagen start here for Caesar. Bit of a rare sight to see someone commit to Panzerfusiliers, but again, some players do like to go for it, though one has to keep in mind that Panzerfusiliers in the early game do perform a bit below Volksgun despite costing more. It's sort of like you need to bridge the gap until you get the recon package going, at which point they become a lot better. But anyways, as always, big hearty thanks to my patrons supporters. Keep in the business by supporting with the hard-earned money. Big thanks to that. And of course, you too can join the ranks. They're splendid, wondrous, lovely ranks. By pledging on page yourself, you can donate. Links in the description. I'll should comment, like, share, subscribe to keep YouTube from, tearing my head off with his algorithms. Triple live start here for Sillycat. We still got the Panzerfusiliers Kuhwagen here for Caesar. We're going to go more for Panzerfusiliers there. Go early disruptive play here. Go straight for Sillycat's fuel point right in the resistance in a hailstorm of Sturmgewehr fire. As the resistance find themselves, a bit under-equipped with their carbines. Brow's got this Panzer squad here. Panzer's quickly backing off. They're realising they cannot win ahead on assault there very wisely. Third round squad almost done there for Sillycat. So far around the point here, but certainly have a bit of a rough start as Caesar quickly sneaks in there with a sickle cut behind his lines, cutting off the vital resources there. Beautiful blow there, unless of course the American play, in which case you may not be quite sharing in the admiration of that. Hey Carl, that was a really great attack by the Germans. Shut up, Larry. I'm gonna punch your nose in. Up north, third point being seized. Sturmpioneer being engaged. We've got mines here right next to the wooden cart to further disrupt even if he gets the point back, it's going to cost him. So sneaky play there by Caesar. Really like this. Overall, again, well executed early game here by Caesar. 2 thumbs up. A work of beauty. Unless again, you're the other guy, in which case again you're probably not so rich. But there you go, hits the mine, card explodes, shrapnel, splinters all over the place alongside Larry. Point there setting up. Corrupt going in again here, but still small edge here for Caesar over Sillycat. Partly again that is what to expect against a good Oberkommando player. That is kind of how the Oberkommando flows. They sort of, have this, shall say, more dippy thing there. It's more like a valley, if you will. They sort of have early strong and then dips down and then sort of become stronger again. It creates a bit of a weird power curve with the Oberkommando S, which can be a bit tricky to deal with, and also means if your early game in some way falters, you're typically in a worse place off. And you've got Panzer's rifle squad. Trot on the way there for Caesar, grab northern point. Need to retreat those Panzers soon before they get wiped out here by Sillycat's men. Still, he's doing a great job there, just making sure that, Sillycat's not going to get to the parts where he's good against the Oberkommando West. That's again how you sort of have the trade-off for the Oberkommando West. Again, they get the good early on, but again, they have this weird power curve, so they have to make use of their early advantage as much as possible to ensure then that their opponent, doesn't break them afterwards. Point north will be seized here, ambulance away the Sillycat for healing for his men. He could use it aggressively. He probably won't, but he could. And his punch was squatting northwards here. Truck out, Battlefield headquarters here. So allows him to go for medics, which means he can preserve the munitions for the recon packages much more easily. Ambulance almost down there for Sillycat. Punch is losing out here. But so far again, strong lead here for Caesar over Sillycat. Got Lieutenant out, so probably going to be seeing a Stuart light tank here soon enough from Sillycat. And also very likely, we will be seeing Kuhwagen. Note here what he's doing, he's charging the Kuhwagen to push him out of cover. Obviously, a trick some people might consider dirty, but again, it really disrupts here Sillycat's defense and allows the Sturmpanzer to close in there. So while it might be dirty, it's effective. Sturmpanzer pursuing here, and obviously Caesar's going to look to any advantage he can here against the American before again Sillycat manages to stabilize, because at that point again Caesar's going to have quite the uphill fight. Up north here, Panzer versus the Lieutenant, the rifle squad. On the south, Panzer advancing up here, Reston being retreated, going for the card point there. Again, good disruptive play there by Caesar. Very firm and very solid. Medics can be called in here. Panzers reinforcing can also begin upgrading with the recon package, which besides adding several G for the fleets to the squad, also gives them a 6th man, which is obviously pretty good. So far, no men have yet to be upgraded with it. We definitely should get that going as fast as possible here. Nothing further going on there in Sillycat space. Oh, no. Just looked like it briefly. I was mistaken. Still not upgrade. I'm a bit surprised at that. Again, you'd figure, like, you know, if you're going to go for a lot of punch for these, you're damn well going to make sure to get upgraded fast. Another man goes off here, killing more rifling, bleeding out Sillycat's infantry further. Again, he's still being denied fuel here by Caesar's just aggressive raids. As he ceaselessly and relentlessly, there we go, keeps punching away at Sillycat. Panzer squad coming up here. Still no upgrades. You'd figure that would be a priority. At least we got the medics on the way there, but the lack of any G for the free upgrades does stand out to me in a not impressive way. 5th on the way there for Sillycat. And certainly, again, when you consider the overall, like, you know, strategy so far, executing it, it just seems strange he's not doing it. Like, you'd think he'd just be, like, on the ball with that already now. You have one upgrade squad already upgraded, just putting further pressure on Sillycat. So definitely a strange one there. Can't quite explain that one, except, again, he's probably preoccupied, he's not paying attention. Or maybe he's insane, I don't know. Anyways, Grandson upon the Rifle Squad here. North here, Panzer clashing out with Lieutenant. 50 kilometers down there with Sillycat. That's going to make things harder here for Caesar by a notable man. Almost lost the Sturm Pioneers here. In fact, going to get wiped here, possible Rifle Squad. Still upgrades there. That was a close one. In fact, the Panzer squad actually slightly blocked the Sturm Pioneer squad's retreat there. MG for the centre up north here. Panzer's being slowed but out to the Lieutenant. Looking a bit tough here for Caesar, but he's still focusing on keeping the fuel as long as possible out of Sillycat's hands. In fact, he now has to manage to upgrade 2 swords with a recon package, so the fact he's not doing it remains fairly strange. Machine gun wing from the north here, right out of the church. Going for that fuel pulling away at the 5th cover. Ooh, not ready. And now here, Sillycat, of course, pulls a fast one here. Goes for the half track. So that way, try and catch these off guard by again using some of the much more aggressive timing. In this case, rushing an anti-aircraft half track. 2 thumbs up to Sillycat. Very good play there. And Caesar is clearly, I think, also just going to be caught slightly off guard by. In fact, he may have to consider upgrading some of his pants for these with the Panther Shreks. Oh, that's a wipe. He does upgrade with G for the fleet's fine, but still, this is actually a significant loss for Caesar. Losing a Panther squad this early on sets him back significantly. So able to get, he just, you know, didn't push other advantage with G for the fleet's faster. This is a significant advantage for Sillycat. Since again, the way that curve works for the Orbital Commanderist, again, like any losses at this stage, can quickly, you know, become much more problematic. You see, there's once those Caesar's grip has been broken, he's going to have a much harder time getting back into it for some time. So yeah, bit rough. Then again, I feel like in this regard, again, the failure to get out of the recon packages sooner could very well bite Caesar in the posterior quite aggressively, like a really, really mean dog. In the south, the Ralph Squad moving up. That said, he's obviously playing as the Orbital Commander, so it's not GG yet, but it certainly went from like a very strong opening to less impressive mid-game, possibly here. Because again, I think the failure is then just upgrading fast enough. Now he's going to have to like take it fast here for the Schwerer Panzerabteil. He could also consider the flak half track, but it's quite clear again he wants like, you know, rush for the Schwerer Panzerabteil, which again is possible, but again requires you don't, you know, slip up with your, say, recon package timings. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Northeast Sturmhoff's playing right for it, coming from the other side. Sturmhoff's going to get shredded here, though. Concussive grenade, though, would help him out a lot there, I think, but that is not quite happening. Kuban is doing a good part, actually, and gaining Betsny, too. Very good. Even Mazel is impressed, and he just arrived. MG Fed forcing at the center here. Whoa! He actually got a wipe with the Kugelwagen. My God, Jürgen, we did it! Yeah, we killed those American Schweinhund. Well, we finished them off, but still, we did it! We'll get a medal! Yes, a Rust Bucket medal! For actually achieving a kill in the Kugelwagen. 5th cal on the way there for Sillycat, number 2. Probably going to be seeing more light machine guns. And he's sending in the anti-aircraft tech to avenge the Rav Squad. Goddamn Kubelwagen. I'll show you some Kubelin wagon. I don't think that means what it means, Sarge. Shut up. Season on the pony with a Panzerverlierer. Ground sent here with the 5th cavalry. Yes, another 5th cavalry almost done. Caesar's taking up. Sehr good. What's best was saying meow.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders. Supply hubcatter is ready for orders.
Just gonna nap him and pacify him so he doesn't try and do something silly while I'm casting here. He does like to do that when he wants attention. He does silly things. So there we go. Punch from the centre here. Got a 3rd punch squad up. Very good here for Caesar. Liberty does like to try a Panther Strike upgrade here since again they could add a bit of punch and oh Scheisse. He lost the cannon, but that is definitely great. You can see this Sillycat is rushing all the infantry. Definitely wants to get that on his hand. But there goes Caesar popping the concussor grenade here at the infantry, standing up besides suppressing them. Moving in to clean that up. The nice punch squad being pinned down by the half trader. We got 5 kills on that. We'll never see what he does next. Truck ready here for Caesar to set up. Of course, couldn't take time to get any armor, though he could consider Obersoldaten. Punch squad moving in, then you could find way there. Could pop into up his rounds here. Always a good ability to use. Lost another Panzerverlierer squad here. Caesar is really suffering. Never actually got the ability to activate it. 2 thumbs up. Very nice there by Caesar. Very nice. Also very quickly pushing him towards Veterinary 2 then. Which is obviously another benefit of it, not just because it does more damage, but again, because it does more damage, it then gains experience faster, which really just pushes it faster ahead there in terms of experience. So that's again like another reason to remember to use it when you're both playing the Wehrmacht and the Oberkommandeur to use these abilities. It's not just, you get more pew pew for your bang bang, you also get more experience out of it. For the units, again, they can hit those high levels of veterancy faster, which obviously has its benefits. Meanwhile, Caesar going for the Leichte Infanterie Schutz 18. After there with 8 kills. Quickly suppressing the Panzerverlierer there. Schwerer Panzer quickly activated. Can soon authorize it. And then he's theoretically not too far away from a Panther full model game. Meanwhile, back here in Sillycat space, we got the Major on the way there. Getting ready to call in some tanks to beat those crats over the head with. Fifth killing Southwards. And there we go, authorization on the way there. Soon it will light up. Stuff in the south of coming up, backed up to 50 cal. Very good there, very good. Ralph's watching northwards, Basil gently purring. He's quite clearly enjoying himself. Fix up the Kubelwagen. John Parney's been being forced healed, getting the support package. Panther 4 is getting him closer. Like in front like a shit's seen already. Note the 18 there, which would normally designate course mainly like 1918, was actually a deceptive measure because the actually wasn't made then, it was actually much later, but he had to do it so otherwise, the Allies, the Allies wouldn't think, they actually had developed a weapon when they weren't supposed to. After World War I, there's basically a lot of things they couldn't do. Germans, of course, weren't keen on that, so of course took a lot of measures to get around it, including, just straight up lying, but also just, developing a lot of their stuff in other countries, like for example, they work on tanks with Russians, as an example. It's a little fun fact there. Last one, corner of the Staff Panther quarters. Caesar does very much in the defensive now. He really needs that Panther 4 to push past here, Sillycat. I'm not talking to Basil. It's another Sillycat. Fix up the half track. Just getting moving here for Caesar. Very close to that Panther 4 in the south here. Telephone running down the 50 cal, quickly killing Bob.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
Falling back with the 5th cavalry resistance squad here in the south, pushing forwards there, getting up close to the Panther J, caught it with a half tech, 14 kills very close to the east level. The anti-aircraft half tech is quite good, but tends to get overlooked in particular because, you know, the fact that it primarily has the CoH and it has the T-70, so it tends to just get overlooked. And even like here, with the Americans, you know, got the anti-aircraft half the M15-1, but Vilshanka is really good too. So nice work there by Sillycat making use of that one. And it's definitely, I think, been a huge element here in just pushing back Caesar so much because Caesar never went for a flak half tag of his own, which actually been a problem for this one. But also because he wanted to push for the Panther 4 and so wasn't ready for this, you know, mechanized beast of democracy. And corporate interests, of course. Air recons here from Sillycat. He's actually floating quite a bit of manpower. He could obviously go for more infantry, he could go for some support weapons. He's going for a Jackson Barley. Fuel cache, some munitions cache also great here for Sillycat. But just fighting positions. I definitely feel like he should be doing something with the resources besides just floating it. And Basil, of course, agrees because he's a good cat. Most of the time, anyways. He does have his views on what constitutes war crimes. Anyways, they're firing down in troops. MD-54 getting shredded out in the open. Punch saying northwards, and there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4. Ausführung Jod. Gefechtsbereit. Major right up north. Panther 4 setting out. Panther commander there slowly arriving. Just going to try and swing hard in from the north here. Catch Sillycat's front line and angle. It doesn't expect them to roll it up like a poorly knit sweater. Nice maneuver there by Caesar. 5th cavalry riding, 5th Panther 4 moving in there. Panther commander still some way to go. Lieutenant they almost wiped out with the Panther 4 Model J. Grab northern point here. Grab the point there. Obviously, it's a bit silly. It's like a specific Panther commander upgrade, you know, instead of just pin-mount machine. Because again, you know, the guy who would be mounting the pin-mount machine gun would be the commander, anyways. I mean, that's his position. There's literally no one else who can really do it, anyways. So it's kind of silly there. Just a quick note there, anyways. Up north, Punch being shredded here by the anti-aircraft tech. Now 19 kills ace level. Of course, the Sillycat could now do, of course, trying to switch out the crew here with the Jackson crew. Give that a nice boost. Plus, again, I mean, you can just, you know, then work this one up again, maybe switch out with the new crew as well. That could definitely be a sneaky way of just training up crews, just, you know, have them pop into the anti-aircraft attack, murder Caesar's infantry, and then pop into, like, the other armor when he needs it. So, that could be an idea here for Sillycat, but he's probably just going to keep them inside the anti-aircraft attack. But again, it's not like it really gains any offensive bonuses anyway from it. The light doesn't really lose any serious DPS from it anyway. So, I mean, I think you should really just pop out the crew popping in the Jackson or Sherman tank. I think would be the smart move there by Sillycat. No, not you. The other Sillycat, Basil. Sorry about that. Anyways, troops heading out there. Panther Squad mill on the way here for Caesar. Might want to consider some Orbis 11 as well, though. But then for Strum, they could add some punchy versus Sillycat. Almost got the mid-50 caliber crew there. Getting Panther Strikes on this one. Interesting. Now I can certainly catch the half-tag on the Jackson with some heavy burst damage, then almost take them out, at least threaten to make them easy to finish off. Pushing the Jack. Panther 4 Kendall takes it back on the Jackson. Season Sun victory point. We got 195 to 410. In this regard, certainly Sillycat has a huge victory point lead over Caesar at the moment. Massive. Panzer Eagles moving up there with their Panther Shreks. Rockets flying at the rifle squad. Sadly not really, I imagine, what Caesar intends for them to fire at with their Panther Shreks. In the centre half to be moving up here. No anti-tank weapons nearby. No tanks either. Pretty dicey there for Caesar. Then line gun being shredded here. Okay, a bit of drive and takes out the half track. And again, really should just pop that crew into the Jackson. I feel like here Sillycat definitely missed out on some things. And again, it's not like, again, would have really significantly, you know, hurt the combat. Performance should have moved slower, but, you know, if he's going to send in like that anyways, I mean, why not as well? At least, you know, have the crew survive and do more good. Caesar going for the captain. Not Caesar. Sillycat. And going for the captain, now going for double anti-tank gun, switching out to another line of play here versus Caesar, who's finally going for some Orbis Lardens. Sehr good. Fifth killer caught with the Panzer out in the open. They're quick to back off there. Panzerjägers are reinforcing. Fun fact, as the war went on, the Germans actually started to slowly move away from anti-tank guns and actually started to move towards large anti-tank units formed up of Panzerschreck teams. For some of the Volksgun divisions had very few anti-tank guns compared to regular infantry division, but on the other hand, had these large tank hunter regiments, or battalions, made up of both Panzerschreck teams. So, fun fact there. Mine goes off here. Really rough there for Sillycat. Troops forced away there. Plus we're seeing Norfolk's there. Grand Northern one here by the Rifle Squad. Now the anti-tank gun there. Almost done. There you go. Panther being flanked by the Jackson. We'll have to see what Caesar goes for next. Could be another Panther 4. Could be a Jagdpanzer. Could be, I don't know, a Tiger tank might play next. Jackson there takes some hits from the Panzerschrecks, punching through the armor. The Panzerschreck itself, I believe, had 200mm penetration. I mean, it could effectively penetrate most tanks in the war, except some very heavy ones. Jackson almost knocked out. And saying move forward in front of the Panzerjäger team. And we got the almost unready here with the Infrastrukturgewehr. Lieutenant Rob's going to hit there. Got the Major backing up. No upgrades on him though. Caesar may of course respond to the double anti-tanks, so they're going for another infantry gun. More artillery could definitely be one way of dealing with them. Let's get notice like a heavy damage to the Pan 4 and then go down to half health. Quick blitz there. He's not taking any chances for very obvious and I think sensible reasons. Because we're going to get off, didn't do too much here versus Sillycat's men. The MD-Fed bomb head is and is getting met with 3. So good. 5th cal up north is heading in. The Alpha on grab the point. Should probably actually rush in and deal with the 5th cal there. Oh, never mind, too late. It's 5th cal's going to turn out to deal with them. And he doesn't have veterancy to actually pop the blend curve, so they're going to get suppressed here and probably pinned down. In the south here, the fuel remains in Caesar's hands. Sillycat continues to struggle with fuel versus Caesar. Yeah, Caesar's definitely going for the Tiger tank here, the Command Tiger versus Sillycat. No, he's going for another Panther 4 here. It was very much starting to look like he was going for the Tiger tank, but guess he decided otherwise he just, never intended to go for the Tiger tank, just kind of, forgot about he had the resources. Building they're about to collapse. We got 195 to 342. Sillycat is in a quite tricky, position there. Anti-tank controlling out. 50 cal was the Panzerverteidiger. Cap was heading southwards. Anti-tank they're taking a hit from the light infantry gun. We got 5 kills on that. Opposite on the retreat, I think. They're about to get murdered out. Southern Big Public used by the captain. There goes second punch from J. We got the Calliope out here for Sillycat versus Caesar. Going for some pretty heavy artillery there to smother any Germans with rockets. Captain caught him with the Panzer campaign 3 hours from York. There we go, almost wiping out the entire squad with a single hit. Only 2 men survive. The captain and his best friend Percy. There we go. Captain and Percy dead. Strumping enemy mode seizing the BAR.
Points are down to 300.
Panther 4 sending out to kill that flank. There we go, killing one of the support gunners. Punch flank coming up as well here. Definitely a tricky situation there for Sillycat. Grenade off from the other 5th cal, almost wiping that one as well.
We're losing a capture point.
Dicey here for Sillycat, very dicey. Calliope the firing weight, bombarding here. Caesar's light infantry shoots unseen. He wants that artillery dead. And he succeeded. Great for Sillycat. I imagine a moment of sadness for Caesar. Pushing back the Jackson there. Ground squad, they've been caught out in the open by the Panzer Kampfwagen 4, adding up him into that because he doesn't want that much artillery. Oh dear, took out the ambulance. A base raid by Caesar. Jackson going for the Panther 4. McKenna hit there. Could take out the Jackson as well there. No, he's backing off fully. Doesn't finish it off here. That could perhaps be a mistake here for Caesar. Could prove to be a mistake there, as it does allow, of course, the A will get it away, and then, of course, reinforce all that. Up north here, we got Orbison and the Punch of Jaegers here going for the northern Victor point return. They're holding up. He needs to get this Orbison into the position soon. Looks like he's relying on the artillery to recruit and the Panther 4, though. Panther 6 howling away there as the lieutenant backs off. You mind taking the machine hit Grierson taking northwards. Calliope hanging back. You're ready to barrage soon again. Another truck for Caesar. That'll be the mechanized regiment. Will it be then going for a King Tiger? North victory points and munition point being seized. We got 195 to 269. Sillycat needs to be careful here. Caesar is quickly catch up to in terms of victory points, but the Sturm Pioneers of Victory 4 with 11 kills. Rapscott losing out 2 of them. The Sturm Pioneers sends out and wielding the BAR better than they ever did, apparently. Down to 2 men. Sturm Pioneer around it. Lieutenant North pushing back the Obersoldaten. Both Panther 4s need repairs. Probably also this is meant to help with, at the very least. Perhaps then northwards here, catching the lieutenant there in a pretty tight spot. That said, I feel like he should be doing a bit more there, rather than, you know, presenting a very big target for Calliope like that. For example, should have spread them out. Also, should have moved towards the retreat path. The lieutenant, I think, present a better, you know, way of finishing off in the retreat here. So, bit awkward there. He was very fortunate he didn't suffer wipe, but nonetheless, I mean, he just lost 8 man to that. That's going to be a lot of manpower to expend, you know, replacing those losses in just like one go with not much to show for us. I mean, great barrage there for Sillycat. Definitely a great way of punishing Caesar there. That said, obviously he could have been a bit more lucky, in which case Caesar would have been down 2 infantry squads entirely, which would obviously been even more painful for Caesar and the Germans. Jackson move there once more for Sillycat. We'll have to see what he plans next. Telephone pole just discarded. Medics on the way there for Caesar. Sturmpanzer going to work this way with the Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von Jod. Halfway to the ace level. Ralph sitting out, season 7 points. Moving up in the centre very slowly. Again, that Calliope barrage really just forced Caesar to withdraw from the front line, since again he just lost his main infantry component. So really, big swing there, big swing. I think he's trying to knock down the church here. Defense force sending out. Panther stands up as a rapid score there. Almost wiping out the entire Raven squad. Better fleet on the Panzer Facilitator. There is something suppressed routed. 182 is trying to feed another Calliope barrage here. This time it's quick to move the infantry out of the way, but the Sportman's a bit of a tough handful of infantry hits. He's going in, he's going in. Deutschland on Caesar's line design man, he pushes forward, so we need to be careful. Since the not even support, we got the anti-tankers opening up. He didn't like to say pop smoke bombs, so a bit risky by Caesar. Almost costing the Panther 4 here, but looks like he does narrowly escape. Sillycat failed. Oh, got the more veteran Panther 4 there. The second the pop take in probably could have finished off that way all the way. So good kill there for Sillycat. Very good kill. Definitely leaves Caesar in a much more precarious position with just 1 tank now. Again, the lack of main support for that attack and smoke bombs, I think, was a critical element there, like just charging the Panther 4s blindly. At least aggressively, perhaps not blindly. Probably had a good lead to at least some idea what was going on there, but still, should have some support there for the attack. And just allow the Panther 4s to get easily focused down with the anti-tank guns, because the anti-tank guns got nothing to worry about, because the infantry is obviously not there. And the South Panzer finding out the lieutenant, pushing through the center here. Now we got the anti-tankers in trouble, but again the Panther's already lost. Calliope here can swing fire again. Sillycat may want to get out some regular tanks up front infantry as well. Panther 4 moving out. Here we got 155 to 196.
The capture point is being overrun. We're losing a capture point.
I came from the north, fetching 4 there. 5th cavalry from the old German infantry. Jackson taking hits here. You got 155 to 178.
Germans just cut off our supply line.
Caliber to the infantry. Forcing a retreat. Panzer taking hits as well. Wiping out the Panzer for this squad here. Machine gun left behind to cover the retreat and also stalled on any counter advance here by Sillycat. Then disengages and pulls back a bit further.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
She
points.
does needs to risk losing it to Sillycat, which I think is very simple here for Caesar. Energy of rushing out the Sillycat up North Point and grab there. Southern Field from Caesar again. I mean, again, Caesar have been doing a great job harassing Sillycat's lines. We've got Sillycat on the MD-34 here. Next to the 4. Oh, he's not moving in time. This could prove painful for Caesar. And more importantly, his machine gun crew. And there go. Almost the entire crew got wiped and the gun destroyed. That's painful there for Caesar. There's a great kill there for Sillycat. Means he has no suppressed weapons now except for the Schwer-pounded quarters, and that doesn't cover any of the victory points, for example. And Caesar's definitely in a top position. Opens up North American position with the 5th cal there. Jackson being rushed forwards. Center being grabbed by another 5th cal in the south being up there. We've got the Panzer IV counter-attacking. But Caesar's actions are a bit frantic. His infantry is not in a great state. Most of them back at base reinforcing healing. The opposite helping the church, which is about to collapse.
Send your orders.
The south you're finding out the Stern Pioneers, ace level. 15 kills, but they also close death back down to 1 man. Calliope is almost ready to fire again. And Titanic is pushing back the Panther 4. We got almost every victory point under control here of Sillycat and the 2nd Armored Division, as the 116th Panzer Division under Vin Caesar is having a hard time. Grabbing the southern point there.
Armor here.
Enforcing healing. We got 130 versus 149. The bleed is quickly happening here versus Caesar now. The bleed is happening rapidly. Calliope moving up, ready to fire again. Oh, he's going to fire into the base, and there's a lot of concentrated in. This could prove to be incredibly painful for Caesar. A few lucky rockets could leave Caesar in the dirt. And Gawky and him, lightning gun cleared out there. Most of the infantry looked. Oh, wipe the Obersoldaten. Wipe the Obersoldaten and the light infantry gun. Even killed some of the medics. Obviously, they're going to be replaced automatically, but even that just means there's a delay then getting stuff healed, I guess. Jackson again for the Panther 4. Panther 4 down to half health. So this is quite painful for Caesar. Quite painful indeed. And then we do get the command tiger out here for Caesar, but it's very late. It is very late for Caesar. Will it be enough to save him? Will he be able to pull through versus Sillycat? Will this behemoth of German engineering break Sillycat's back? Will it prove to be a folly for Caesar?
47 spun up.
Shots bouncing off the Titan's armor there. Second shot that does not. Third shot does.
Germans down to 75 points.
73 versus 190, 70 points.
Capture point is being overrun.
67. 64. Jackson Ringhetti almost got the Southern victory point. Panther Norfolks again. Got the Southern pop, but the Oberson almost got wiped. The Punch was almost dead here. The Oberson have already been wiped out. They are long gone. North here, Panther going for Northern victory point. There, but that was a problem. They got 55. Versus 149. 53. Going back to Southern victory point, we're able to hold it. Panther 4 looking, there we go. Gets the wipe on the machine gun. Up, they're going to tank it. Oh, they drove backwards into all the anti-tank of the Jackson. A huge issue there for Caesar. The Tiger tank is down. Oh my god. And with that, Caesar gives up. A loss for Germany, a victory for America. It was a close fight at times. I definitely feel like some timings there that Caesar could be utilizing better here versus Sillycat. And I feel like double infantry guns could maybe be consideration even with the Calliope out there. That are just some better executed attacks. There's definitely, I think there's an issue with supporting the tanks with infantry. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Impelling Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.